Hello and welcome to day 9 of my 365-day programming journey. Today I made a Python script that gives a daily motivational. This was inspired by a Bible app on my phone that gives random Bible verses every day. And for a little extra challenge, it can't repeat quotes. So every day is a new quote until it reaches the end of its library of quotes. So let's look at today's sources because there's a lot of them. So I'll be using quotes from Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, and I got these from goodreads.com. Read a file line by line in Python, how to scrape multiple pages of a website in Python, and Python string split lines method from Geeks for Geeks, and just a whole bunch of Stack Overflow articles because I ran into a lot of issues. And of course the Microsoft Edge driver, release 97, and this is basically what allows the scraping to work on a dynamic page. Alright, let's get into the code. I'm also going to let the scrape quotes function run in the background. This is what's getting the quotes from the website pages. First things first is, of course, importing all of our modules. Then we're going to make our paths here for our directory, our quotes file, and our used quotes file. And now we can get into the function that's actually running on the left here. We're going to initialize page num and text out, and then we're going to go through this list. So there's like about 49 pages. I didn't want that many, so I set it to a hard cap of 5. So we're going to take the page num, and if it's less than 5, we're going to run this. We're going to go to the URL, append that page number to the end. This is our path to our actual driver that we downloaded from Microsoft's website. Then we're going to make a new driver using webdriver.edge and then pass in the executable path, which is T. Then we're going to do driver.getURL. We're just going to grab the page, and then we're going to use quotes to find all the elements by class name. And this is very similar to Beautiful Soup, but this allows you to capture data from a dynamic website versus Beautiful Soup, which, as far as I can tell, only gets the page content as it loads that first time. It can't wait for more content to be loaded into it. So now we're going to go through our for loop here, and we're just going through our quotes, first getting the text from the web element. Then we're going to split the string because they all have attribution to Dale Carnegie and the book name, but if every quote is like that, it's kind of redundant to have it on every single quote. And then we're going to append it to our text out, and then we're going to increase the page number. And once that's done, we're going to write all of this data to our quotes file. Now that we have all the quotes that we want to pick from, it's time to actually pick the quote, which, for whatever reason, was way harder than figuring out how to scrape the data. And it mostly came down to just I had bad logic in picking a quote while also making sure it's not a previously used quote. So let's take a look at that now. First, we're going to make sure we actually have a used quotes file, and if not, we're going to generate it, initialize our variables, and then we're going to grab our quotes as well as the indexes of quotes we've already used. And just before we pick our quote, we want to make sure we're not at the end of our library of quotes. And if we are, we'll reset our old quotes index file. And now we can go through the main while loop. First, we'll get a random quote index. And if this is the first of our dailies, we don't have any old quotes, so we just pick this quote and move out of the while loop. Otherwise, we need to make sure we're not getting an old quote. And we do that by setting found to true, then loop through our old quotes. And if it matches one of those, we're going to set it to false. Otherwise, we'll let it pick this quote. And then we'll write this quote to the old quote so we don't pick it again. And now let's finish this piece of code together. We're going to print out a decorative found a quote string, and then we're going to print out the selected quote. So now if we run it, there we go. The unvarnished truth is that almost all the people you meet feel themselves superior to you in some way. And a sure way to their hearts is to let them realize in some subtle way that you recognize their importance, and recognize it sincerely. By Dale Carnegie. Or someone else in his book. I actually don't know if they're all attributed to Dale Carnegie, but I'm pretty sure some are from other people. And there we go. Day 9 wrapped up. That was surprisingly difficult. Please give this video a like for all of the struggle and tears I went through today just to pick a string. Subscribe to stay updated, and leave your suggestions in the comments. And I'll see you tomorrow.